Once again, ladies and gentlemen, would like to thank you and welcome you very specially this morning to the official unveiling of the DiasporaHub app. And of course, very distinguished personalities, great personalities here present. The entire Africa Diaspora Corporation, as much as possible, the relevant part of the team, very important people are in this hall this morning, and we're so excited. Would like to welcome you and thank you for finding time to be in this place to witness this event. Now, before we get into the event in earnest, I'd like to very quickly take this time to recognize and welcome a few persons that we have here present. But before I get into the introduction of our dignitaries, first thing I want to establish is to let you know that you are very important to us. You're very special to us. You're one of our dignitaries this morning. And I want you to recognize yourself as an important part of this event, as an important dignitary in this hall this morning. Please put your hands together for yourself and recognize yourself. Now, when I ask you to clap for yourself, I'm asking you to give the very best to yourself. So when I say clap for yourself and you clap like you're not serious, it doesn't feel like. So we're just going to do this in the next few seconds. For instance, let's play a game very quickly. If God gives you a chance, gives you an opportunity to clap for yourself, and he says because you are celebrating yourself enough, you are going to contribute to the number of years that you'll be living on earth, for instance, how would you want to put your hands together for yourself? So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do it like you mean it. Now you are clapping for 10 years. Can I hear that? 20 extra years, 30 extra years, 40, 50, 70, 100 years. Nobody wants to die. Thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for finding time to be a part of the official unveiling of DiasporaHub app and the Diaspora Health Insurance. We'd like to welcome you very quickly. And now that being said, I'd like to just very quickly take this time to recognize some of the very special dignitaries that we have here present with us. I'd like to, in no particular order, take this time to very warmly and specially recognize the persons behind the vision of what we're here to witness today. These people are very important. So as much as possible, we'd like to take this time to recognize members of the board members of the Africa Diaspora Corporation. And starting this morning, I'd like to take this time to very warmly and specially recognize the distinguished presence of the board chairman, Dr. Joachim Uche Okafor. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give him a resounding and a deserving round of applause? Thank you so much, sir. Would like to thank you. Thank you very much. And also this morning, we have Honorable Chike Amadichi, the country director of the Nigeria program. Please, can we give him a round of applause as well as we recognize him? Thank you. He's been out and about. When he comes back in, we'll take the time to recognize him better. Thank you. And also this morning, I'd like to very warmly and specially recognize the very distinguished presence of the Executive Director, Strategy and Planning of the Africa Diaspora Corporation, Chief Jonathan Ainabe. Please, can we give him a round of applause as well? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize very warmly and especially the very distinguished presence of the Director AI and ICT, Dr. Gabriel Inya Aga. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And also to very warmly and especially welcome this morning, I'd like to recognize the Director Contact and Mobilization, Dr. Amobi Ezenekwe. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you. And also in the same vein, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this time to also recognize the very distinguished presence of the Director Investments, Dr. Sylvester AJ. Please, can we give him a round of applause? He recognized himself when he saw himself on the paper this morning. Thank you. We'd like to welcome you. I'd also like to take this time to also very warmly and specially recognize the presence of the Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Isaac Ankeli. Thank you so much. Can we give him a round of applause as well? Thank you. Thank you. And that's the country director also working in with some of our guests. Please, can we celebrate one more time the country director, Honorable Chike Amadichi. Thank you so much. We'd also like to recognize our distinguished guests walking into the building. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And very importantly, one of the things that we stand for at the Africa Diaspora Corporation, of course, you will be finding out more about what we do and about why we're gathered in this place this morning. But before we get into those details, we'd like to take this time to very warmly and specially recognize the very distinguished presence of some of our partners that are here this morning and here to also witness this. We'd like to welcome very specially the staff, the team from Billard Realty. Would like to thank you so much. If you're here, would like you to wave and let's recognize you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We also have here Venus Medicare. If you're here, would like to welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Would like to welcome representatives of the Federal Ministry of Health. Thank you so much for coming. And also very warmly to recognize this morning the team from the National Health Insurance Authority. Thank you so much for being here as well. Would like to recognize the team from the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas. Thank you for being such amazing partners. We'd also like to take this time to also warmly recognize and welcome Ultimate Health Management Services. Thank you. We'd also like to recognize the Nigeria Diaspora Forum International as well. We'd like to also welcome representatives of the City Gate Homes. Thank you. If you're here, would like to welcome you. You might want to wave if you're here. Thank you so much. Thank you. And also to welcome NEM Health Limited. If you're here, please would like to recognize you and welcome you. Thank you. Also to recognize our partners, Paulton Morgan Holdings. Thank you. Summit Estate. Thank you. Centenary City, Nigeria. Thank you so much. If the representatives are here, would like to welcome you. And also to recognize the representatives of Total Health Trust Limited. Thank you. The African Women in Europe. Thank you. The Africa Manufacturing Innovation Hub. Thank you. Ally Healthcare. Thank you so much. And African Women in Trade. Would like to thank you all very much for finding time to be here with us this morning. And also just to let you know that shortly we'll be starting the event in earnest. We'd like to welcome you very specially. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to very quickly take this time to recognize the very distinguished presence of our special guest of honor, the Honorable Minister, the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. Would like to thank you very specially. Thank you for finding time to be here and to be a part of this event this morning. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Would like to thank you once again for taking time to be a part of this event this morning. Before we get into the event, we'd like to please kindly ask that we rise for the national anthem, please. Thank you.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Nigeria may be blessed.
God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Please may we all be seated as we get ready to start this event this morning. Would like to once again welcome you very specially, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our very distinguished guest, our special guest of honor, the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. Once again, please can we give him a round of applause as we welcome him specially. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now before I get to invite the board chairman to come forward for the official opening remarks, we're Nigerians, we're here also most importantly to celebrate Nigerians in diaspora, Africans in diaspora. Would like to open this event officially this morning with an official powerful song. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's bring on stage one of the best voices from Nigeria, one of the best voices from Africa, Chris Ade, as he comes forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. How many of you love Nigeria here? And how many of you know Nigeria is a great nation? All right, so we're just going to just sing and just thank God for Nigeria. All right, at any point the song hits you, if you want to stand up, just stand up. All right, because Nigeria is a great nation and we are envies of nation. Are you good to go? Let's go.
As a people with one song, with one voice, we're a nation undivided and poised. We will take our stand and build our land in faith to defend what we have. Here we are as a people with one heart for one cause, with the timing to rebuild and restore. Where there's hope for us all. Oh, a land where there's hope for us all. We'll all we have, we'll defend the land. We'll believe in this nation, and we all will get there. We'll all we have, we'll defend our land. We'll believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day will shine like the sun for the great nation. Oh, yeah. Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in the strength and resolve. generations to come. Oh, and for our few children unborn. Can you wave your hands now if you love Nigeria? Come on now, say, we give all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in this nation, and we all will get there. We'll all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds. And the world, they will shine like the sun. Oh, what a great nation. Come on, somebody, just show some love to Nigeria. Everybody, hey, what a great nation. Oh, 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 oh. We are all we have. We're gonna defend Nigeria because it's our land. We're going nowhere. We're gonna stay right here because Nigeria is a great nation. Oh, we are all we have. We'll defend our land. We'll believe in this nation and the promise she holds, and that one day will shine like the sun, yeah. From the north, south, east, and west, we believe in Nigeria. Hey, we'll believe that Nigeria is the envy of nations. Yeah. We are all we have. We're the fatherland and the promise she holds, and that one day will shine like the sun. Oh, what a great nation. What a great nation. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That's a very good place to celebrate the very amazing talent and gift of Chris Addy, one of Nigeria's finest, one of Africa's finest. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, before we get to bring up the board chairman for the very quick opening remarks, we'd like to recognize the very distinguished presence of Dr. Chidi Onyedika, the MD CEO of NEM Health Limited. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, without wasting much of our time at this point, to officially open this event, I have this very huge honor and the privilege to recognize and welcome the board chairman, Africa Diaspora Corporation, Dr. Joachim Uche Okafo, for the welcome address. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can you give him a resounding applause? Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency and the Honorable Minister for Health, we are honored to have you here today, Dr. Fateh Mohammed. Please, can we give him a clap of applause, please? Thank you. then we have the Director General of Health Insurance in Nigeria, whom we are very happy to have here today, and that's Dr. Kelechi Ohere. Please give them a clap of hand, please. And then we have also the NIDICOM Director General Representative, Honorable Abdullahim Lahman Terab, whom we are lucky to have here today. Please give him a round of applause. And please clap for yourself. We recognize all of you. So with all protocols observed, I say again, good afternoon. On behalf of the African Diaspora Corporation, a private partnership group, I welcome you all to this monumental and historic occasion of unveiling of a new gateway to premium investment and opportunities in Africa, and this will be through the DiasporaHub. DiasporaHub is a global digital mobile platform, or you can call it a marketplace, developed by a group of like-minded African professionals in diaspora, determined to make a great human impact, improving the lives of our families and loved ones back home. Our primary strategy to do this is to seek ways to reverse the long-standing African brain drain to bring gain in human capital development by driving diaspora engagement and investment into the continent. This mobile app will now make it seamless for people in diaspora to connect to their homeland. Africa for so long has depended on the West for visually every aspect of human development and improvement. Even the natural resources that are bound today in Africa are sent to the West to develop a product and sent back to us on a higher price. Why this mobile app, DiasporaHub, will facilitate many kinds of initiatives like energy and power, skill acquisition, agriculture, education, transportation, and etc. Our initial approach is to focus on housing and healthcare. This single digital mobile platform will offer many real estate companies across the continent of Africa opportunity to publish their properties, making it seamless for diasporans to access them. On health, they say a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. This new initiative will stand out to be a game changer in a healthcare delivery system across the continent. We know one of the key metrics to evaluate healthcare in any country is the degree of access to healthcare by the citizens. And the key driver to access to healthcare is funding. With the current economic crisis across the continent and today's looming global economic recession, we must therefore begin to look for alternative ways to fund healthcare. Due to limited funding, many governments in the continent are facing the serious challenge providing basic public health insurance coverage for all their citizens. Even where they are provided, they are limited to only those in the formal sector, which, as we know, represent only a decimal fraction of the population. Private health insurance is almost non-existent. Today, majority of healthcare costs are paid out of pocket by the citizens. Given the above prevailing challenges, we must therefore look for innovative ways to fund healthcare delivery in Africa to improve the overall population health outcome. This is the mission of ADC. And to achieve this, by creating a diaspora hub, we are already existing duly registered, licensed, and vetted healthcare health maintenance organizations can now publish their health insurance plans on a single mobile platform, making it seamless for Africans in diaspora to subscribe for healthcare coverage and protection for their families and loved ones back home. With this initiative, Africans in diaspora will now not have to worry about phone calls from their families and loved ones back home about unexpected medical emergency costs, or worry about money sent to them being diverted for other things like to buy food or other personal needs, while the healthcare or their health condition deteriorates. On the other hand, their loved ones will now likely seek for health care early, as they don't have to wait about the cost or worry about the cost. In the same vein, the healthcare providers will respond timely and appropriately to the care once they know that they will be reimbursed by the HMO. At the end, it will be a win-win situation for both patients and the providers, and ultimately improve the overall population health outcome. In terms of national economy, recognizing the millions of Africans living in diaspora today, this single healthcare initiative is expected to bring multi-billion dollars in indirect investment annually to the participating African countries. It is time for African nations to take their destiny in their hand and leverage on their enormous human capital resources in diaspora to lift African economy and welfare. Do you know, for example, today, Nigerians are the most educated, successful immigrants in America. With that alone, you can imagine the amount of contributions Nigerians are adding to the growth and welfare of America. Oftentimes, we are striving to attract foreign investors into our country and not remembering that almost all their profits that they make will be repatriated back to their respective countries. However, a diasporan Nigerian, for example, investing in Nigeria is likely going to leave that profit in the country, here in Nigeria. My fellow citizens, in closing, Nigeria and Africa as a whole has all it takes to compete with the rest of the world. But we must have the will. This can never be given to us in a platter of gold. Let's be innovative. Let's align ourselves with the 21st century digital technology to bridge the gap between the diasporans and their homeland. Let us turn to the diasporan engineers, doctors, nurses, dentists, scientists, technocrats, environmentalists, etc., to replicate the enormous wonders many of them are performing and contributing to the Western world. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live Africa. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please, can we give a resounding applause for the board chairman, Africa Diaspora Commission. Thank you so much. Dr. Joachim Uche Okafor would like to thank you. Thank you. And now, before we move on this morning, I'd like to very quickly take this time to recognize a few persons that we have here with us. I'd like to, at this point, recognize and especially welcome the Group Managing Director of Citygate Homes, Panels, Papa Anastasio. Would like to welcome him. Please, can we give him a round of applause? I'm guessing I didn't murder your name at some point. Thank you. I'd also like to welcome a board member of the Police Service Commission, DIG, Barrister Taiwo Lakano, retired. Thank you so much for finding time to be here. Thank you. And now that being said, at this point, I'd like to invite the next person to give us quick remarks. I'd like to welcome the Chairman and CEO of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Dr. Abike Dabiri, and to be represented this morning by Honorable Abdul Rahman Terab, FIMC. Please can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Mohamed Ali Pate, OON, still looks young after 17 years. When I personally met him, I was a commissioner for local government in Borno State, and he paid us a visit as the chairman, I believe, executive secretary of the Primary Healthcare Development Agency, and I've not seen any changes on you. We need to know that secret, Your Excellency. Nice to meet you today, and thank you for coming here. The Director General, National Health Insurance Authority, the Director General, the Chairman and members of the African Diaspora Corporation, the Director, the distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and fellow Nigerians in the diaspora, gentlemen of the press, good morning. I want to start by extending the sincere apologies of my chairman and CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, OON. Your Excellency may wish to know that she is currently in Lagos to welcome and help coordinate this year's homecoming of the Association of Nigerian Physicians in America, AMPA, one of the largest and strongest medical diaspora group we have in Nigeria and Africa as well. They are here to have their AGM and extend various health support missions to the Nigerian people. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, she has asked me to relay the following message to this important gathering. We are honored to attend this significant event of unveiling the DiasporaHub and Diaspora Health Insurance. These initiatives showcase the power of collaboration and innovation in addressing the needs of our diaspora community. The DiasporaHub promises to bridge gaps and foster connections between Nigerians abroad and their homeland. This platform can unlock opportunities for economic growth, cultural exchange, and knowledge sharing. The Diaspora Health Insurance Initiative is equally exciting, addressing a critical need for accessible health care among our diaspora population. By leveraging technology and partnerships, we can provide comprehensive coverage and support for our well-meaning citizens here in Nigeria. The Nigerians in Diaspora Commission welcomes these types of initiatives and recognize their potential. However, we intend to thoroughly assess the Diaspora Health Insurance app and the DiasporaHub to ensure it meets our diaspora community's standards and expectations. We therefore look forward to working closely with the developers and stakeholders in the African Diaspora Corporation to review the app's functionality, coverage, and overall value proposition. Our endorsement will be based on thorough evaluation, ensuring the app meets the high standard of our diaspora community. In conclusion, we commend the organizers for their vision and commitment to improving the lives of Nigerians in the diaspora. We eagerly anticipate the positive impact of these initiatives and look forward to a fruitful collaboration. God bless Nigerians in the diaspora, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you so much. Once again, please can we give a round of applause for Honorable Abdul Rahman Terab, FIMC, representing the Chairman and CEO of NEEDCOM, Honorable Dr. Abike Dabiri Erewa, OON. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And now, before we move on this morning, please permit me to very warmly and quickly recognize the presence of Dr. Charles Ugochukwu, the former NMA Chairman, FCT. Thank you. And I'd also like to very warmly take this time to recognize the presence of Dr. Kasimir Anyango, PhD. Thank you so much for finding time to be here. Thank you. And now, as we move on this morning, I'd like to very quickly welcome, for a quick remark, the Board Chairman, Police Service Commission, DIG Barrister Taiwo Lakano, retired, FDC, LLM, for a quick remark. Please, can we give him a round of applause as he comes forward? You come this way, sir. Just this way. Thank you. Keep clapping as he comes forward, please. Thank you.
She said you should keep on clapping. Good morning, Your Excellency, our Honorable Minister of Health and Welfare, I guess I'm right, other Excellencies, Honorables, our host, Dr. Kafo, members of the press. Let me make that short. My name is DIG Taiwo Lakano, retired. I'm here in my personal capacity, but I'm a member of Board of Police Service Commission, not the chairman yet. So let me go through the protocol quickly. It's indeed a great delight to join you today as we celebrate the launch of the DiasporaHub app, a groundbreaking tool poised to transform lives, bridge continents, and unlock the vast potential of our collective heritage. To the brilliant minds behind this initiative, big congratulations. Today, you have gifted our global community more than an app. You have created a bridge that connects ambition to opportunity, vision to reality, and the diaspora to the heartbeat of Africa. The DiasporaHub app is a testament to what is possible when innovation meets purpose. By prioritizing accessible health insurance, you are safeguarding the well-being of families who have long navigated fragmented systems through real estate investment opportunities. You are empowering generational wealth and fueling the growth of thriving communities. And by creating a hub for economic collaboration, you are igniting a spark that would light the path towards shared prosperity. This is more than technology. It's a movement that honors our roots while advancing our future. It reminds us that our diaspora is not defined by distance, but by dedication to uplift, to invest, and to champion the boundless possibilities of Africa and its people worldwide. As we launch this app, let us remember, every connection made, every investment secured, every life improved through this platform is a step towards a brighter, more united tomorrow. Clap for me, please. I have a strong conviction that the DiasporaHub app will serve as a beacon of hope, a catalyst for change, and a testament to the power of unity. With gratitude and unwavering optimism, I want to say thank you and God bless you all. Happy celebrations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep clapping before he sits down, even if he's already seated. Thank you so much, sir. For some reasons, I just thought that maybe you just have a little touch of also being such a comedian because you made us all laugh during your presentation. Thank you. Can we celebrate him one more time? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And now to move on this morning, I'm about to welcome somebody who's going to make the next remark. A very, very distinguished guest here with us, and somebody who's very important as much as the app that we're about to unveil today is concerned, and about what we're here for is very concerned. I'd like to welcome the Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohiri. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give him a round of applause? This is a very special guest. Keep clapping until he comes forward for the DG, National Health Insurance Authority. Thank you. It was actually an oversight. We should have recognized him before now. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I won't ask you to keep clapping. Honorable Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. Permit me to stand on already established protocol today. All the excellencies, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, good morning. It's my pleasure today to make these remarks at this landmark event. I feel that I have been somewhat part of this process from the first series of meetings I had with the group, which culminated in a virtual call that we had. And I must say that we are here today is a testament to the commitment and the tenacity of the group to actually address this particular need in our country. So congratulations once again. Today is more than an event to just launch an app. It's the beginning of a bold and new chapter in African healthcare financing, where we look for innovative ways to finance healthcare access for many Nigerians. $19.5 billion. $19.5 billion was the amount in diaspora remittances in 2023, according to the World Bank. That amount has continued its upward trajectory after its initial decline during COVID. When you examine what the diaspora send these monies for, part of it is for investments, part of it is for just general upkeep, but in the top three is always paying for healthcare. Up until now, a lot of this healthcare was paid for out of pocket, which meant typically when our loved ones have a healthcare need, they reach out. And well-meaning Nigerians in the diaspora send money to address that specific healthcare need. This contributes to the fact that healthcare expenditure in Nigeria is about 70% out of pocket. There is a better way to do this. And that better way is through health insurance. It says that we pool our risk. It says we pool our resources together and prepay for these services. And this will enhance access to healthcare for all Nigerians. Hence, I was very excited when the concept of a diaspora health insurance came up. Because as a country that has prioritized access to universal healthcare coverage, which is one of Mr. President's major commitments to Nigerians, and this was exemplified when he launched the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which is led by the Honorable Coordinating Minister for Health and Social Welfare. This initiative will definitely move us along that trajectory to achieving universal healthcare coverage for all Nigerians. Health financing in Nigeria is a long way from where we want it to be. But the good news is that we're not resting on our oars, and we're making determined efforts to close that gap and enhance access. In the NHIA, we started with a strategy focuses on 4 major pillars. The first is to expand coverage from all Nigerians. We started with a baseline of about 16.7 million Nigerians covered by any form of insurance, December 2023. As of the December 2024, that number went up to 19.4 million Nigerians. It was the largest increase in 1 year, a testament to the collective effort that most Nigerians have made. We'll continue this trajectory because, 1, health insurance in Nigeria is now mandatory. Secondly, together we will continue to increase awareness to tell Nigerians that there's a better way to pay for healthcare. You don't have to wait and pay out of pocket at 2 a.m. when you're sick. And thirdly, we continue to rebuild trust to make sure that health insurance continues to deliver for all Nigerians. The second focus of Mr. President has been on equity, ensuring that no Nigerian is left behind. That's why the coordinating minister set an agenda to reduce the impact of vulnerability on Nigerians. First, by crashing maternal mortality. And so we started in NHIA keying into that by providing the free access to comprehensive emergency obstetric care in Nigeria, where we're working with providers, health insurance entities, to ensure that if a woman is at risk of dying in childbirth, that she can access care, and financing will not be the barrier or the determinant as to whether she lives or dies. And today, since this program was launched, over 3,000 women have benefited. Over 200 referral centers in Nigeria have signed MOUs with the NHIA to continue to do this. We also recognize vulnerability occurs in different ways. That's why the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund ensures that the poor, the internally displaced, those who suffer from disabilities are all covered under it. And to show the commitment of the government, the budget was doubled from about 150 billion in 2024 to about almost 300 billion in 2025. Again, signaling more commitment to ensure that Nigeria's path to universal healthcare coverage is not one where only the rich get covered and we wait for it to trickle down to the poor. We're saying we don't want to leave the poor behind. We must be intentional about covering them. And we are very comforted by the fact that the principle underscoring the diaspora health insurance is the same, where those who have Nigerians who are in the diaspora are paying for healthcare for those who do not have. I think it was Martin Luther King that said that we are caught in this inescapable network of mutuality. What affects one affects all. Health insurance is a form of solidarity, and the diaspora health insurance underscores that solidarity, where what used to be known as a black tax, where if you're making it abroad, you have to help people back home. We see it as an investment in the human capital. After all, as Chinua Achebe said, Africa is people. So I see this not just as a plan, not just as an app, but it's a commitment, one, to our mutuality. It's a commitment to equity. And it's also a commitment to ensuring that Nigeria moves a step forward in achieving universal health coverage. So I'd like to use this opportunity once again to congratulate everyone for being here today and for all the actions that we are taking today. And thank you for partnering with government to ensure that we use existing platforms, accredited HMO plans in Nigeria, to actually ensure that we continue to finance access for all Nigerians. So thank you very much once again, and congratulations on this auspicious occasion. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, please, can we put our hands together for the Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority. Thank you so much, Dr. Kelechi. And just like he said, with the Africa Diaspora Hub app being launched today, we're definitely on track as part of efforts to get Nigeria to achieve universal health coverage. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now, as we move on this morning, or this afternoon, I beg your pardon, I'd like to invite one of our partners, one of the health insurance partners of the Africa Diaspora Corporation. This morning, I'd like to receive the MD and CEO of NEM Health Limited, Dr. Chidi Onyedika, for his quick goodwill message. Please, can we put our hands together as he comes forward? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister for Health, Professor Pate. Good afternoon, sir. And of course, my own DG, the man that have transformed health insurance in Nigeria within the short period he came. At least I'm a testimony to that. And what we are doing today and the opportunity that we have, the environment that we have, was actually created by him. And that's why I say thank you, sir. We appreciate you, sir. And also chairman of the board and the board members and all the other dignitaries present. It's with great joy that we are here today. For me, the joy is in two ways. Seeing a vision come to pass. And then the other one is chairman. I was asking Honorable Amadichi, why did you choose April 8th to launch this program? Because today is my birthday. So, so it's double celebration for me. Now, I said it's a dream come true in the sense that for us that we approached to be part of it, we had a dream of having a diaspora plan. And that was something that we were working on, especially for us in HMO, until Dr. Kafo called and said, this is the plan they have. Can we be part of it? And it was so easy to integrate because we're already working on a template by the time that he called. So the launch today is not just about an app, but it's about a vision rooted in connection, compassion, and commitment to those who are far away from here, but they have a passion for their relatives back home. Many may wonder why Diaspora Plan. The plan is not a plan for those living abroad, but it's our normal plan locally, domestic plan, but we are giving opportunity to folks abroad who have a concern about their relatives back home, for them to be able to purchase the plan for their folks back in Nigeria. And what ADC has done is to provide a marketplace where it will be so easy for Nigerians, no matter where you are in the world, to purchase a plan for your relatives back home. And the beautiful thing is they have partnered with HMOs that are forward-thinking, HMOs that are committed to quality care, quality service, so that our folks abroad not only paying for the plan, but you're so sure that your relatives are in good hands. I'm particularly excited, let me say it again, about my DG, the environment you created. It has enabled us to innovate more. It has enabled us to be more creative, like what we are seeing in the Diaspora plan, and so many other things. So the usual traditional way of doing medical insurance is being overtaken by some level of innovations coming up, where you see HMOs partnering with fintech companies to provide care, seamless care to Nigerians. And I think at NEM HMO, we are championing that. Now, this plan, like I said, is a normal domestic plan, but it offers a customized plan for Nigerians, digital enrollment and monitoring, because these folks are abroad. They need to know what is happening. And so their utilization is so clear, they can see it, they can monitor what is happening with their relatives back home. Of course, access to top-tier hospitals. Now, all the hospitals we are working with are providers accredited by the National Health Insurance Scheme, because it's mandatory that we have to work with them. But for us in NEM Health, we've decided to even extend further, where we have a project of having at least 3 hospitals in all the local government areas in Nigeria to enable us to have a wider provision for the enrollees. We make available to them telemedicine. A lot of my colleagues have left the country practicing abroad. I haven't left yet, that's why I'm still here. And I don't think I'm planning to do that. So we make available telemedicine service for Nigerians to consult from the comfort of their home. Even some of our folks who have left, like my brother that I did house job with many years ago, we just discovered last night, that we are house officers together. We can leverage on their expertise, no matter where they are, providing the same care back home for Nigerians. Second opinion services are available in this plan. And of course, the trust that they have in the providers that are providing this care for them. In conclusion, I just want to thank again, Chairman, sir, for this innovation. It is not ordinary. I have been in health insurance in this country since 2006, and this is the time we are having this come up. It's not as if the diasporans have not been there all this while. But for you to come up at this time, and even for you to be launched on this day, April 8th, there must be something divine about it. So I just want to thank you, and also thank you for the opportunity given to us to be part of this dream, part of this vision. One commitment is that we can't fail. What we have started today, 5 years from now, sir, you will discover that we have added so much in the achievement of universal healthcare coverage in this country. And that is what we are determined to do. Not just collecting premium, but providing quality care for the enrollees and increasing the enrollee count that DG said, if you want to be his friend, give me the numbers. And sir, I promise you, just give us 12 months. Snap us now. 12 months later, snap us again. You'll discover that there has been a change in the number and the quality of care given to Nigerians. And in particular, I thank you again, sir. The environment. I keep repeating this, and maybe you might not know, as I said, I have been around since 2006 in the industry. I know what we have seen in 2 years. It's been amazing, and I thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Once again, would like to appreciate Dr. Chidi Onyedika, MD, CEO of NEM Health Limited, one of the health insurance partners of ADC. Thank you so much for finding time to be here and for speaking to us this morning. And as we move on very quickly, at this point, I'd like to welcome the Director Investment of the Africa Diaspora Corporation, Dr. Sylvester AJ, to kindly come forward and speak to us very quickly. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
I stand on existing protocol. However, I must have to recognize my good friend and the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate. You're welcome, sir. I must also have to welcome the Director General of National Health Insurance Authority, Kelechi Ohiri. You're welcome. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The room is so quiet. What's going on? Good afternoon. Okay, so we're here for business gathering, so let's be a little bit more lively. And this is not a funeral gathering. In all fairness and honesty, I would have been more comfortable discussing myocardial infarction or CHF, congestive heart failure, or unstable angina, or some kind of valvular heart disease, rather than talking about investments. But however, I have to do that job. My chairman has asked me to do it. So today we're going to be discussing what I titled the Diaspora Investment and African Development. Diaspora investment in Africa has become a critical component of the continent's economic growth. With a large African diaspora spread across various global regions globally, their investments in Africa offer tremendous opportunities to drive development, create jobs, and foster unsustainable growth. So, what are the types of diaspora investments that we're talking about? Talk about remittances, talk about direct investments, private equity and venture capital funds, and impact investments. Now, let's go to remittances. I believe Dr. Kelechi Ohiri mentioned this about the 19.5 billion Nigeria received in 2023 from direct investments. This is the most common form of diaspora investments. Remittances sent directly to families for things like education, healthcare, small business startups, social standard uplifting, and they contribute to GDP of the continent. In 2023, African continents received about 50 billion in remittances from diasporans abroad. And out of that, Nigeria alone received about 19.5 billion, accounting for about 5.65% of Nigeria's GDP and about 35% of all remittances to sub-Saharan Africa. Direct investment. Direct investment typically are done in areas like sectors like real estate, agriculture, and technology. These investments help boost local economics and create job opportunities. Private equity and venture capital. Entrepreneurs, diasporans abroad have learned to establish equity funds and venture capital, equity firms, private equity firms and venture capital funds. They turn around and use this to invest in startups and other innovative businesses on the continent. This contributes to building a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem within the continent. What about impact investment? This is the one I like the most. Impact investments is a growing trend where diasporans focus on projects that provide financial returns and social and environmental benefits. I like the word social and environmental benefits. These investments aim to create positive change in areas like energy, education, healthcare, and infrastructure. So, what are the key sectors where diasporans invest their money? We'll talk about technology, agriculture, real estate, and infrastructure, energy, and healthcare and pharmaceuticals. These are the areas where diasporans are putting their money. Technology with Africa, Africa's tech sector booming. The diasporans are increasingly investing heavily in startups, fintechs, and digital innovations. So countries like Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa are major hotspots for technology investments. And how does technology as well enhance diasporan investments? Technology is making it easier for the African diasporas to invest in their home countries. Platforms like crowdfunding sites. A good one is Tap Send, that all of us diasporans must have used to send money home. And other investment apps allow for more seamless and transparent investments within the continent. Agriculture. Of course, agriculture remains a key sector for investment for diasporans, particularly given the continent's vast natural resources, teeming population, and the growing demand for food. It becomes a very lucrative sector for diasporans to put their money in. And diaspora's investments are helping modernize farming techniques and increase productivity in this sector. Real estate and infrastructure. Of course, we know that there's increased migration from rural areas to urban areas within the African continent and increasing urbanization of the continent. This puts pressure on the housing estate, the housing sector, both residential and commercial. And hence, these investments from diasporans are helping to address the continent's housing shortage and infrastructure gaps. Energy. Africa has vast potential for renewable energy, especially in wind, solar, and hydroelectric. So diaspora investments are playing a role in funding these projects that aim to provide clean, green energy solutions. Healthcare and pharmaceuticals. And this is a very broad area. You know, there's a growing need for investments in healthcare facilities across African continent. And also with healthcare systems in many African countries being grossly underfunded, diaspora investments come handy. They provide the critical support in providing the overall quality of care, improving them, and providing such care to rural areas as well. We talked about the remittances that most diasporans send from the Director of National Health Insurance Authority, giving that figure. Majority of them, probably 70% he said, is about healthcare. And I know colleagues that have come home to set up hospitals in different parts of the country, here and other continents, other countries within the continent, Cameroonians, Ghanaians, Kenyans, setting up hospitals and lab diagnostic centers in their various countries. These are the various ways diasporans are helping within the healthcare sector. Despite the fact that diasporans like us are pretty much interested in investing in the homeland, there are barriers to diaspora investments. Let's run through them quickly. We have political instability and insecurity. You have regulatory changes. You have currency fluctuations. You have lack of information. For the interest of time, I will not go in details describing all this. But however, I will say this, a lack of information and lack of access to businesses within the continent, this is where a corporation like ours, ADC, comes in to help both diaspora and local investments entities explore investment opportunities and opportunities and partnerships. So aside from our Diaspora Hub, we also create that kind of link between local businesses and diaspora investors. What are the opportunities for growth? Now, there are things governments can do to help diasporans go through these investments. Things like tax incentives, improving business regulations, and performing special investments. Specialized investment funds can help with all these investments. So, in conclusion, let's go to conclusion. I think I don't have much time, so I'm gonna conclude this. Let's go to impact. Impact on African development. So let's talk about economic growth, knowledge transfer, social impact, improve access to quality healthcare, and local drug production. Diaspora investments contribute to GDP growth by boosting local businesses, supporting job creation, and encouraging innovation. Many diasporans have that trained abroad, bringing their skills and their knowledge and transfer them to local countries where they bring businesses to and help the business industry within that location. Social impact, investments in education and healthcare and renewable energy tend to impact the local businesses and local residents in areas where these investments are made. The same goes for healthcare. So I'm going to go to conclusion. In conclusion, I submit to you that diaspora investment in Africa represents a powerful force for economic development, and by leveraging on both financial resources and expertise, the African diaspora is playing a crucial role in shaping the continent's future. While challenges remain, such as navigating regulatory hurdles and political instability, the potential for impactful investment in Africa has never been greater. By creating stronger ties between the diaspora and the African continent, these investments will continue to be a key driver of Africa's economic transformation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Once again, please, can we give a round of applause for the Director Investment, Africa Diaspora Corporation. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're here today to witness the Diaspora Hub, the official launch of this app. And of course, like has already been stated by several speakers and several people speaking on this podium this morning, we're about to launch, of course, something that's going to transform the landscape for us here in Africa. Starting from Nigeria, we're taking it across the world, and we're so excited to be a part of this morning. And as we move on very quickly, I'd like to invite one of our partners who will be coming to speak, the chairman of Bilad Realty, Dr. Sadiq Suleiman Abdullahi, to kindly come forward for his quick remarks. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Keep clapping for him as he comes forward. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, other excellencies here present today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'll start by apologizing. I came late. When I received the invitation from the ADC, I did mention communicate through my team that I had 2 prior engagements, but because of how important this occasion is, I move things around and I'm here. So it's good to see Dr. Okafor, Dr. Eje, and the rest of the team. Good to see you. I always like to start from 30,000 feet. So if we look closely at the production figures for our country, Nigeria, in the last 5 years, the GDP has hovered somewhere between 420 to 470 USD. Modestly impressive if you ask me, because it places us somewhere between 29 and 33rd, depending on if you're looking at a nominal or per capita income. However, on the flip side, our HDI index, for which the UN a little over 30 years ago posited, is the true measure for the wealth of a country. So health, education, and standard of living. We have not cracked the 0.6 mark. At the last check, it was somewhere around 0.535. Now, there are so many challenges associated with that, but I'll speak about 3 very quickly. One is resource optimization, another is underproductivity. But the third unique challenge is this. There is a huge, and I mean huge, diaspora community who would like to funnel monies back for investment, but they don't have credible platforms. We've heard of a lot of horrible stories on how there are mismanagement of funds or breach of trust. But back to our production figures. If you ask the average Nigerian or somebody looking at Nigeria from outside, what would you imagine our mainstay is? And 90% of them would tell you is oil, hydrocarbons. Well, I'm happy to tell you that in the last 5 years, the oil and gas industry has not cracked the top 3 in terms of GDP contribution. And if you look at the last 2 years, right above hydrocarbons, yes, is real estate, the space in which I operate. So I'll speak about the real estate sector for a minute or two before I sign off. So the Africa real estate market last year at the end of 2024 cracked the $16 trillion mark. And Nigeria as a country is responsible for 12.5% of that, about a shade over $2 trillion, with residential real estate accounting for about 1.8, 1.9 out of the $2 trillion. But here's a very, very sad fact. In the last 45 years, since 1980, during which we've had 3 presidents with a full 8-year term, there's no administration that has contributed 250,000 houses successfully to the housing stock. And Dr. Sylvester, in his rendition, spoke about infrastructure challenges and housing challenges owing to rural-urban migration. I believe with the huge diaspora community out there, their willingness to funnel back resources, whether it's hard-earned money, whether it's technology, and breach some of these gaps in our respective economic sectors. The Diaspora App Hub is a step in the right direction, so for that I say congratulations. But before I sign off, I'd like to leave us with a thought. During the conference in London last August, although owing to timing constraint, I wasn't able to speak about this elaborately, I spoke passionately about inculcating a crowd-funded cross-subsidy mechanism in all our sectors. Like we have in health, it's a crowd-funded cross-subsidy mechanism. We should be able to replicate that in housing, because we have a disappearing middle class, and there are a category of Nigerian citizens that would never be able to afford houses. I mentioned that during the conference last year. So you have cleaners, drivers, people would never be able to afford their houses. Now, we took some initiative as Bilad Realty Limited, so we put together a think tank group, cohorts that operate within our space, and we've begun to discuss the concept of social housing. And in order to lead by example, 2 years ago, during our long service award, I personally handed keys to houses to the lowest group. So we had cleaners who had been loyal, who had been productive and committed, we had drivers, and we handed keys to houses to them, just to show our cohorts by example that, look, social housing is not only possible, it's our responsibility as operators in the sector to ensure that while we galvanize resources locally and from abroad to address the increasing housing gap, I believe it's crossed the 20 million mark, we should also think of excluded vulnerable groups, but most important, the disappearing middle class that may not be able to afford their homes. Having said that, congratulations once more to the ADC. This is a step in the right direction. I hope this platform, besides a credible platform for channeling resources home to catalyze investments, whether it's investment with ROI or social impact investment, we have a mechanism to mine and analyze critical data from the back end so that we have targeted reforms that go to the people that are supposed to receive it. Thank you so much for having me. We're already in a partnership. We look forward to supporting you further as this initiative goes strength to strength. May our merciful Creator put you and us amongst the guided and favored. Thank you so much, everybody, and enjoy your afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to a future where modern convenience meets comfort and ease. Step into the gentle rhythm of a relaxing home as the light awakens with your presence. Experience.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Once again, please, can we put our hands together for the chairman of Bilad Realty? Thank you. Few things that he mentioned, I held on to credible platform, and which is the reason why we're gathered in this place. Recently, you know, we've had, even before now, we've had instances of people, diasporans, Nigerians outside the country, Africans, of course, outside the country, having the challenge of finding credible points of being able to invest in real estate back home. And after traveling, you know, you work so hard for years, you send money back home to somebody that's supposed to be a trusted family member or somebody, and then you come back and it's nothing close to what you're expecting to see. And now when you have a credible platform like this, you know that whatever it is that you put your money into, you're getting exactly what you're ordering for, which is the reason why we're here this morning or this afternoon to launch the DiasporaHub app, and we're so excited about that. And now to bring up again another partner, one of our partners also in real estate, I'd like to at this point bring up the Group Managing Director of Citygate Homes, Panos Papanastasio. I like the name. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can we give a round of applause for the Group Managing Director of Citygate Homes? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Minister of Health, thank you very much for being here. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Just to follow up on what Dr. Sadiq mentioned about a trustworthy platform. I was speaking to a Nigerian friend abroad on the fact that there is now, the ADC has put together or is putting together a platform for this kind of transaction or link back home. And his comment was, well, finally, something more reliable than my uncle's promises. So I congratulate you on that. It is truly an honor to stand here before you today as a representative of Citygate Homes. We are a proud service provider and sponsor of the African Diaspora Corporation's groundbreaking new initiative. Today is more than the launch of an app. As I said in my remarks yesterday, today marks the awakening of a sleeping giant. That giant is the African diaspora. Millions of talented, hardworking, resilient, and deeply connected individuals scattered across the globe. For too long, this giant has been distanced from home by borders, by systems, and by trust gaps. Yet, within the diaspora lies a deep love for home and a powerful desire to reconnect, rebuild, and reinvest. Among the strongest desires we've seen from the diaspora is the longing to own a home back home. a symbol of belonging, stability, and legacy. Whether it is to provide shelter for their aging parents, invest in their hometown, or prepare a peaceful return in later years, housing is a deeply emotional issue. This is why Citygate Homes is proud to be a critical partner of ADC in this mission, offering trusted, high-quality housing solutions for our brothers and sisters abroad. Together, we're making the dream of home a reality again. The ADC app does something extraordinary. It doesn't just connect a user in Washington, D.C. to a doctor in Abuja or a real estate developer in Lagos. It reconnects hearts and minds to home. At Citygate, we feel the longing every day. Nigerians abroad who want to build a home for their parents, who dream of retiring in their homeland. And the ADC changes that. It makes it a reality. It offers a trusted gateway, vetted partners like ourselves that provide service and transparency. It bridges the gap, not just digitally, but emotionally and economically. The African diaspora is not a community in exile. It is a powerhouse in waiting. And with tools like the ADC app, the sleeping giant awakens. Not in protest, not in fear, but in purpose. To build, to heal, and to uplift. So we at Citygate are proud to walk this journey with ADC. And we look forward to building together a future where every African, no matter where they live, can feel truly at home. I thank you and congratulations to ADC for this visionary step.
Citygate Homes remains one of the most reliable platforms that assist you in making informed decisions in purchasing properties or development, especially when quality matters most. At Citygate, we don't just build homes, we build memories. We are the quintessence of luxury, affordability, and we guarantee quality with exceptional amenities. It's true value for money at convenient locations across cities all over the nation. We are a reliable plug for infrastructure, development, and security architecture at all times. Imagine it, and we would deliver innovative designs that are forward-thinking. For further inquiries, call.
Thank you so much. Once again, please can we celebrate the MD of Citygate Homes, the Group Managing Director, Panos Papanastasio. Please can we give him another round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Now, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I like to call the crux of this event today. If you have been unattentive, if you have been uninterested in anything that's happening or that has happened here before now, this is a point to pay all attention, because we're about to get into the most important parts, or some of the very, very important parts of this event today. And a lot of speakers have come forward to say a lot of things about the DiasporaHub, of course, about the Africa Diaspora Corporation and the great work that we do. Now we're about to get into the point of the most important parts of this event today. And please permit me very specially to recognize, to welcome once again the very distinguished presence of our distinguished guest, the special guest of honor today. He's not like, you know, a regular person that you see as a minister in Nigeria. Of course, he's a technocrat and he's not like a politician. Rarely do you ever see a minister walk in from the start of the event and he's still at the event until this point, seated and paying attention to everything that's happening. Our very own coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare is very different. He's very different. And we appreciate you, we celebrate you, and we thank you so much for the great work that you do. Thank you. So very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have this very huge honor, this very huge privilege to welcome a man, a renowned leader when you talk about public health across the world. We're so honored to have him serve as the Minister of Health in Nigeria, and no other time than now to have him step forward to speak to us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not busy, I want you to put them together for our very own Honorable Coordinator, Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate. Thank you so much, sir.
Sit down, yes. So, may I, just in the interest of time, stand on the existing protocol, acknowledging all the key distinguished persons that are before me and all of you that are in the hall. Good afternoon to you. A lot has been said. Almost all that needs to be said has been said. I think the DG NHIA has already articulated why this is important. We've also heard from the other colleagues who've given their own perspectives on why this event, this landmark, is really a key one that we must all celebrate. So I would like to congratulate the African Diaspora Cooperation on achieving this amazing milestone today, unveiling the DiasporaHub and the Diaspora Health Insurance effort. Dr. Chidi Onyedika said there must be divine favor. There must be a divine plan for why this is happening today. And I couldn't agree more with him because when Dr. Okafo and Dr. Sylvester Ije, when I met them 30 years ago, when we were about to start our residency, I never knew that the cycle will come back. And a few months ago, they came back and said, look, now we want to come and do something at home. So that divine plan, I think, is somewhere lurking. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Kelechi Ohiri, the DG NHIA, for really the amazing work that he has been doing, which is well acknowledged by you. I really thank you for those remarks. I know Nigerians are wondering what's going on in the health insurance space. What they don't know is that he's a diasporan who was reluctantly pulled back home. When His Excellency asked me to serve, I asked him to let me get the best mind that I can get. And when I called Dr. Kelechi, I said, Dr. Kelechi, I want you to come and run NHI. He said, oh, I'm busy in Geneva. I said, no. We'll appoint you. And I'm glad that he did, and he's doing amazing things. This is important. It's fixing a key pillar of the health transformation that Nigeria needed, at least in terms of affordability, in terms of risk pooling, prepayment mechanisms, and our ability to buy quality health care. And in just 1 year, he increased the pace of enrollment, along with the states and others in the private sector, in ways that we have not seen in 20, 30 years. But we have to stay on that path. And so your intervention with the Diaspora Health Insurance is a necessary piece, crowding in the resources that we know you have in the diaspora to invest, to ensure affordable access to quality healthcare by our population here in Nigeria. So thank you to you and to all members of the Nigerian diaspora and the African diaspora for really looking back at home and see how we can do that and how we can accelerate access to quality healthcare for all of our people. And also the DiasporaHub, I think I'm inspired by the many ramifications of what it can be used, connecting, bridging across nations, but also back here at home, whether it's in real estate, agriculture, investments, and Sylvester mentioned the healthcare value chain, an important area that we're still working on. We need not only the capital, but we also need your connections, your networks, to bring in investors to help us build pharmaceutical plants, diagnostic kits, medical devices, biologics, vaccines, but also service delivery, digital technology like what you're doing with the hub, with the app. Those are really important contributions that the diasporans can make. And as you get to ANPA, I would like you to pass this message to all the colleagues coming into ANPA, that Nigeria is open for business, and the diaspora can make a significant contribution in that. For those of you who don't know, 400 years ago, a major country in the world passed an edict that says, bring all our overseas Chinese, and they will be executed because it was considered almost a crime to leave your homeland. 300 years ago, 300 years later, it's about 70, 80 years ago, they changed. And they created an office for overseas Chinese diaspora affairs. And that catalyzed a convergence of the talent, the network, the resources that fueled the growth of China. And that played also similarly in India. And we're seeing that also beginning to play in Africa and in Nigeria. So this is an important moment that we must all seize. Those of us that are here extending hands, and those of you that are out there extending your hands so that we build a better, stronger, prosperous country. Thank you, and I will proceed to unveil the app. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can keep clapping better as we celebrate and thank the minister. At this point, he will be doing the official unveiling of the DiasporaHub app. Thank you.
So, yes, yes. So, no, because of the fire, be careful. We don't want fire. Careful. Okay, sir. Okay. So my task is simple. I think night come. Would you come? Yes. Please. Yes. So it gives me real pleasure and honor to unveil this DiasporaHub app for the benefit of all Nigerians, Africans in the diaspora, and all humanity, and to the glory of God. And so help us, God. Thank you. Very good. Very good. So this is the DiasporaHub, and it is a downloadable app, and you can use the QR code to register. You can also get it on Google Play and download on the App Store. So, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Very good, very good, very good. Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Living abroad doesn't mean losing touch with home. With the DiasporaHub app, you can stay connected, explore investment opportunities, health insurance for your family and loved ones in Nigeria, and engage with a thriving African community. Because home is not just a place, it's a connection.
Let's have a photograph outside, please, sir. Please, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue to recognize
Living abroad doesn't mean losing touch with home. With the DiasporaHub app, you can stay connected, explore investment opportunities, health insurance for your family and loved ones in Nigeria, and engage with a thriving African community. Because home is not just a place, it's a connection.
Groundbreaking of City Gate Homes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And would like to just let you know very quickly that the event is not officially over. We're not done yet. We're still just going to let the minister step out of the hall, and then the rest of the dignitaries will be back for the concluding segment of this event this afternoon. Thank you. Might be a good start for you to know that you're the very first ambassadors, the very first people that will take the word out. So maybe you might want to download the app as well, test it and see what it looks like. If you have friends, you have family members in the diaspora, it might be a very good time to actually scan the QR code and download the app, test it and see what it looks like. How many of us are willing to do that very quickly while we wait for our dignitaries to come back inside? Please scan the QR code there, download the app, try it, and test it, see what it looks like. Give feedback and possibly share it with your friends that are in the diaspora as well. You are the very first people to see this officially, so it might be a very good start for you to check it out. Thank you. Thank you very much. We warmly, quickly recognize the very distinguished presence of Professor Samuel Nwafo, Public Policy Chair, the United States National Pressure Injury Advisory Panel from the United States. Thank you so much for coming. If you're in the hall, would like to thank you. I'd also like to very warmly and especially this afternoon recognize the presence of His Excellency, Mr. Brian Lindsey Brown, Special Presidential Envoy, Global and Pan-African Matters to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and he's ably represented this afternoon by his special advisor, pharmacist Aliyu Zakari Juja, PhD, MFR, FPSN. Would like to thank you. If he's in the hall, would like to recognize him and just welcome him. If he's outside, we just hope he comes back, then we can recognize him again. Thank you. So how many of us have downloaded the app? Can I see you? You don't know if you could just win something. How many people have downloaded the app? So the rest of the people, can you try checking the app out? You should try it out, check it, test it, and share it with your friends, especially family and friends that are in the diaspora. And just like every dignitary, every guest that you've seen on the stage has said today, this is a trusted gateway. This is a trusted platform. It's a credible gateway for you to access all the services, be it healthcare, be it real estate, be it agriculture, and all across all the services that you're able to access. This is a solid market hub and a marketplace for Africa and for Africans and for the Africa marketplace. So this is a very good start for you to check it out, and most importantly, talk to your friends, your family members, especially those in the diaspora, about it. Yeah, thank you. So we're just going to, if the DJ is around, please kindly play some music, just light. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Most importantly, like we've said, tell your friends, your family members, your loved ones, and everyone about the Diaspora Hub. All right? It's a very, very, very solid app, and you should tell somebody about it. I see the information on the screen a while ago that it will be going live on the 1st of May. I'm sure that we'll get more information about that as we move forward. At this point, I'd like to very quickly welcome on stage the Executive Director, Strategy and Planning of Africa Diaspora Corporation, Chief Jonathan Anaibi, to come forward for his remarks and tell us more about this. Thank you. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
A very good afternoon to you all. My name's Jonathan Anaibi. May I please stand on existing protocol, if you will allow me, please. Thank you so very much. I happen to be the Executive Director of Strategy Planning for African Diaspora Corporation. You've heard so many speeches. I'm not going to bore you with one. I'm just going to take you through a journey, and that journey is how we started, where we are, and where we are going. Now, 3 years ago, some like-minded Africans came together and thought, how do we help to change the narrative of our African continent? Nigeria being one of those. And we came to the decision that we are going to do something unique, something that has never been done before, something that will replicate the same as Amazon and Alibaba in Africa. If you would like, you will call the African Diaspora Hub the Alibaba of Africa, because that is what we are, providing a digital marketplace for real estate, health insurance practitioners, agricultural skill acquisitions, to mention but a few. So today, what you're seeing is just nothing but the beginning. Today you're seeing and you're hearing so much about real estate, health insurance. Please, in the next couple of months, I will ask you to have a look again because we're working tenaciously to make sure that we have some agreement with verifiable, capable partners that can deliver on agriculture, that can deliver on rail. Matter of fact, before this convention, there are partners that has reached out to us expressing the interest to come and construct railway here in Nigeria. But Nigeria is not the only country, but Nigeria is opportune to be hosting this event simply because we Nigerians that are part of the directors of African Diaspora Corporation, we insisted it has to be, the first event has to be done in Nigeria. Otherwise, it would have been in Liberia or in South Africa or in any other country of the world. But we insisted that it has to be here in Nigeria. This is not a Nigerian hub. This is an African hub. There are plans in the next couple of months to host a similar event possibly in South Africa. The aim is to make sure that we speak to some other African countries, real estate developer, agriculturals, medical professionals in those countries, and then we will launch in South Africa, Liberia, Ghana, you name it. So it is not just Nigeria. So please, guys, if you go to the hub, you probably will notice it says coming soon. There is a reason for that. Or go live a particular date. There is a reason for that. The reason is to make sure that certain partners that have approached us the last minute are given the opportunity to be part of this experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Diaspora Hub. If you've downloaded the Diaspora Hub already, you will find the journey is very, very simple. You log in, you create an account, and then you go in there, you see a list of services that could be reached via the Diaspora Hub. And these services are agriculture, health insurance here in Nigeria. We are working with Ghana, we are working with other countries to get health insurance on board in those countries. We already have a debt insurance. That debt insurance has no medical condition, has no existing medical condition, has no age limit. All you do is pay your premium upon death, which could be in 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years of you signing up that policy. You will be paid a single lump sum of £15,000. Can you imagine that if I have a policy of £15,000 for my aged parent and they pass tomorrow? £15,000 in present day conversion rate, that is a significant amount of money, and it will be more than enough to give my parents a befitting burial. So I want you to look at it from that perspective. And that death insurance policy is actually being provided by a company in Kenya. So to tell you the vision and the plans for this hub, we are going to be advertising on all African airlines. So every passenger that will be taking flight from interconnecting countries within the African continent will hear and see ADC. In Nigeria, the same thing. We will be advertising heavily on this hub. And believe me, it is just a matter of time. Brothers and sisters in the diasporas and here at home would come to appreciate the significance of this hub. May I reiterate, we are not the provider of health insurance, real estate, but we are providing a digital platform. Call it a marketplace or a hub for people to go in, call it a mall where people could walk in, browse around, see what you're looking for, and pay for that item. Make no mistake, we will hold all our partners accountable if they fail to deliver what they have promised to deliver. So the set of Africans that have formulated and created this hub had one principle in mind, and that principle is accountability. We will hold partners accountable. So if you promise you will deliver a comprehensive healthcare to our enrollees, please do it. Otherwise, we'll be knocking on your door. And I'm sure the chairman is looking at me wondering, well said. So at this point in time, I'm not going to bore you with long speech. I'm going to encourage you to please help disseminate this information by spreading the word. There is a new kid in town, and it is called the Diaspora Hub. It is inexpensive, less stressful, for want of better word, seamless way of connecting to services for diaspora in their home countries. So, there is a popular phrase my chairman always uses. We are about changing brain drain into brain gain. At this point, I would like to hear. Please download the app. There is going to be a video that will be played about the app. Please, and perhaps we'll talk you through how the app works. It is no rocket science, and I'm sure you can quite easily relate to this experience. God bless you all for listening.
Living abroad doesn't mean losing touch with home. With the DiasporaHub app, you can stay connected, explore investment opportunities, health insurance for your family and loved ones in Nigeria, and engage with a thriving African community. Because home is not just a place, it's a connection.
That is one of our adverts. Are there any more? That's it. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time for coming today. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Once again, please, can we give a round of applause for ADC's Executive Director, Strategy and Planning, Chief Jonathan Anaibe. Thank you so much. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Are we tired already? We're already approaching the end of this event and would like to thank you. And just like it has been said over and over and over again, this hub, the DiasporaHub app that we've witnessed the launch, of course, I'd like to call it a credible connecting point for service providers that are tested and trusted. And then that's a point where you will meet the clients. It's a connecting point between service providers and their clients. So please tell somebody about the app and make sure that you talk to somebody about it. Thank you so much. And for the closing remarks, once again, I'd like to call on the board chairman, Dr. Joachim Uche Okafor, to come forward for the closing remarks. Please, can we give him a round of applause? Thank you.
Thank you once again. I won't keep you too long. I know it's already lunchtime or past lunchtime for everybody. Oh, by the way, we have some refreshment outside when you get out. Try to get something. I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you and appreciate you for spending these hours sitting and listening to us. Our aim is to, put whatever little we can to change Africa. If you listen to my address, everything that I had to say was there. This app is not is already functioning. But like our chief of strategy said, there are some partners that joined lately that we haven't added, and there were a few logistic things we need to finish up. So we are expecting it to be active in terms of if you want to buy a house, subscribe, or call your families in abroad to help you have an insurance card. That activity will go live in a couple of weeks for us to finish some of the logistics that we are trying to finish up. But the app itself is already on Google, and it should be on the App Store either now or before the end of the day. Mind you, today is our launch day, so we didn't want to flood it in the market before the launch. So that's why that I think the App Store is from the Apple Store is coming on live somewhere today. And then the other thing is that this initiative is not really only Nigerians that can purchase this plan. If you have, how would I say it, a rich man or somebody who want to give a gift to a village community, you can actually buy it while you are a Nigerian here, living in Nigeria. It is called Diaspora. Let's not misunderstand what this app is meant to serve. If you have somebody who wants to give a Christmas gift to the villagers in their community, you can calculate if you have the fund and buy a premium for them. I have written some governors before we started this initiative, actually advising them how they can create a general health insurance. I was telling them, organize churches, local clown, communities, let them contribute money together and buy a health insurance policy. Just like I said, the bad thing there is somebody is sick, doesn't have money, waiting to see if the disease is going to go away. By the time he realizes, it's costing more. And then the other problem, he goes to a doctor, the doctor knows he doesn't have money. The doctor doesn't do anything. So this is a win-win situation. Again, final note, this app, yes, is not meant only for those in diaspora to subscribe. If there is somebody in your community that wants to help 10 people, 5 people in their community, you go into the app, you subscribe. The insurance providers are here. So there's nothing different. The only thing is that we have key issue here, accountability, making sure it's reliable, the healthcare is delivered, the provider and the doctors do their job, and these are what we are doing here. And we want to make sure the plan they have that we accept meet the minimum international standard. One of the key things there is because if it doesn't meet the minimum international standard, those in diaspora will not purchase it. And that was the key factor in our determining who is joining us. If it doesn't fit, the buyer will not buy it. So please know that Nigerians here in Nigeria can purchase that plan, as I said earlier. I went on behalf of my board members, for those who made it here, I want to thank all of you and continue to go into the app and see what is coming. I think the Chief of Strategy has all mentioned about it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you all very much, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for staying with us from the start until this point. We'd like to thank you and to have a beautiful day ahead. Thank you all very much. Thank you.